Two games, two super overs. What's next? One more T20I in a series where India can't seem to do anything wrong and New Zealand can't seem to do anything right. We look ahead to the 5 things to watch out for from this game with Sanjay Bangar on ESPN Cricinfo Matchday. Right, Sanjay is with me. We've both been staggered to witness 2 super overs in 2 games. That doesn't happen much in cricket, but New Zealand seem to just pull super overs out for fun. That takes us to talking point number 5. Before I get Sanjay's thoughts, the death overs batting is a serious concern for New Zealand. They can't close out games batting second, and they are struggling to get the big scores batting first. We're looking at their run rate. It's on the 8 mark, and the average is 14. India, in comparison, going at a run rate of over 11.5, and the average is higher. And this is between over 17 to 20 this series. So this is a story that stats pretty much tell you on their own. And as we go to our next talking point at number 4, we're focusing on some potential calls that India will have to make. This series is like in all the T20 cricket we'll see, important for India to get an idea of players ahead of the World Cup. And Shivam Dube is under our spotlight for now, Sanjay Bangar. 12 matches, so it's a decent run now. And a batting average of 20, bowling average of 36. He's had his moments. But what are India trying to look at? If we're gazing into the crystal ball now and trying to see what is Shivam Dube's future, what do you make of it?
See, I mean, he's impressed with the bat, no doubt about that, when he's got those opportunities. And it's good that the team management has given him a fair run. But probably his weak link is bowling. But he hasn't actually done that badly as far as bowling is concerned. He's still bowling his minimum of 2 overs every game, which a particular team management looks at when they have 6 bowling options. So he's not done much wrong. So obviously a great option to have if at all at some point Hardik Pandya becomes unavailable.
Yeah, I mean, it's that sort of conversation. You saw that as well. His numbers with the bat and his bowling. He's not bowled his full quota of 4 overs this series, but fact remains that he perhaps is that stopgap option until Hardik Pandya has to full fitness. We'll have to see if he puts in a performance in the final T20I. We move to point number 3 in our countdown ahead of the 5th T20I, and we're talking about Martin Guptill, experienced player, and the absence of Kane Williamson. New Zealand need a lot more of him if Williamson is not to play the 5th game as well. This series, Martin Guptill, he's got starts, Sanjay, 30, 33, 31, got out cheaply in the last game. But Martin Guptill, we know, is a better player than that, or are we sort of flattered by Martin Guptill's record? Because he's never been as highly rated in the IPL. In this New Zealand team, you think with the middle order and whatnot, you need someone like Guptill to fire.
See, Martin Guptill always was on the radar of a lot of IPL franchise teams because of his strike rate and his averages. Now, obviously, most of those things were achieved on New Zealand surfaces, and you would expect that he would have done the same type of destructive work against India as well in home conditions. But I think the Indians have bowled fabulously well against him, haven't really given him anything in his area by pitching the ball up. They've always been slightly back of a length against him, and at times he's also got away or got out because he's sort of premeditating the shorter boundaries. Like in Auckland, you saw there was a wideish half volley and he was looking to go straight down the ground. So he got the top edge there, and even in the fourth T20, he was looking to target the short square boundary wherein obviously the ball was slightly outside off stump. So I think those are the factors because of which he hasn't been able to convert his starts into big scores.
We're moving to Mount Maunganui more in detail in terms of what the ground has to offer in point number 2. Maybe spin to win it at Mount Maunganui. We're seeing the spinners have some impact as this series gets deeper and deeper. But as we look at the average first innings score, it's 199. Teams batting first have won all 5 matches, so keep that in your calculations. But if you look at spin versus pace at this venue, you're looking at the economy rate for spin, Sanjay, at under 8 and pace nearly 10. That's interesting.
I mean, this is a ground wherein there's a strong breeze blowing across the ground. So from the far end to your end where the dressing rooms are. So from that perspective, the spinners have used the breeze to good effect, wherein if they are bowling from the left side of the dressing room, I think they've bowled wider lines and they've got success against it. And when the pacers are bowling, I mean, this is a ground wherein the pacers want to test if they're bowling from the right side of the dressing room to test the batters with a lot of short balls and also use the round the wicket angle in the death over. So that is something that New Zealand team tends to do, and that has given them success in the past as well.
All right, and will India play another spinner at Mount Maunganui? Looking at these numbers, is Kuldeep Yadav back to full fitness? Will he get some game time? Will Rishabh Pant get some game time. That's our final point as we look ahead to this game. And India did try some of their squad players in the fourth T20I. Is there a case for either Pant and Kuldeep to get some game time? And if so, who would make way?
Well, if they've taken a call to give Sanju Samson a go-ahead ahead of Rishabh Pant, and then it makes a lot of sense to give some continuity to Sanju Samson and let Rishabh Pant only probably come in at a later stage and give him a consistent fair run. So I don't think Rishabh Pant should play or should be a likely candidate for replacing any of the players. And Kuldeep Yadav, again, if he's out because of fitness, then obviously Chahal will continue. So Kuldeep may be rested and kept fresh for the one days itself.
Last question to Sanjay Bangar. Yes or no? Are we going to see 3 super overs in a row?
No. That's unlikely. Unlikely.
We're still saying unlikely, but watch out. This New Zealand team, you never know with them. We'll be back with Sanjay to preview the ODIs as well on ESPN Cricinfo Match Day.